Hey everyone, Kevin Jenks here, former NBC World Series tournament director. The new one is a lady that's sitting to my left. This is Katie Woods, and I got Katie. Your minor league and your professional baseball experience, 15 years, and yes, I'm including what happened in college when you're with the Astros and with Frisco. You've been named Female Executive of the Year 3 times over your career. Okay, great stuff. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay, what is something you really want to add to the NBC? Let's let our fans get to know you a little bit more, and certainly the intentions that you have with this new role, this one that I'm happy to hand over to you.
It's hard to follow up after 10 years of your reign as NBC tournament director.
Yeah, well, it's probably good that you're here. Yes.
I think for me, the biggest thing is just bringing the NBC back to the glory days. Everything I hear from everyone is when I was a kid, I would come all the time. I came with my grandparents. I came to baseball around the clock. I met this player. I was a bat boy. I have all these memories. And we need to do that for the next generation of fans here in Wichita.
Oh, good. And just to clarify, I'm not getting fired or anything like that, so I'll still be around. My role with the Sports Commission has just taken my focus off the NBC, and so we're very fortunate to have you. And so we will work together. We've developed a pretty good friendship in the last few months, and so how fun is that going to be for you to work with me?
I love it. I mean, I told you I'm not taking this tournament if you're not still here, because you have all the connections and all the history, and you have done so much with it in the last 10 years. So I'm excited about that, but I'm going to put my own spin on it and maybe do some of those things that people have been asking for that haven't come through in the last 10 years.
And here's one thing where people may be surprised. I'm very glad to have you take over the NBC, and the reason not because of a lot of things on my plate, but just simply because of what you're going to bring to the table. There are things that I think I did not do well, and things that I wanted to do, but just weren't able to get done. I think we have someone now who's going to be in this role and really run with it. I'm all about the new energy you bring, the contacts that you have, not just locally, but on a national level as well. And so it's a good situation for us to be in. It's not a thing when we're going to be like, all right. And kind of let everyone watching is that, Katie spent the entire World Series with us here in 2022. And so she got a true idea of the ups and downs, the emotions, the challenges that come with the NBC, and you are still here.
Here I am. I'm just
crazier than I am.
A glutton for punishment. No, it was such an amazing experience to actually be a part of the NBC this year and to meet some of those fans and to see Dancing Charlie and to see the former tournament directors there and just the history and the love and the passion that people have for the NBC. I'm really excited and honored to be a part of it.
Okay, so what traditions do you enjoy? The 20, 90 second, the pitch clock? Is it our striped bases that we have? Are we going to bring back baseball around the clock? I mean, come on, huh? Everybody wants it.
Listen, if we owned our venue and could do it, I would absolutely do it. I think the idea of watching a baseball game start off at 3 a.m. is pretty amazing and unique. But I know that's a challenge, trying to figure out what we can do in the venues that we have. So that's always on the radar. Everything's up for discussion. As far as traditions go, there's so many. I think part of it's just the teams that come from all over the country and internationally, and this tournament that everybody talks about and everyone has a connection with all over the U.S.
Oh, we have a new energy. So we're 4 minutes in almost. What else do we have? Tell us something we don't know.
Something you don't know about
Something
me?
else don't know, yeah. Because you come from an athletic background, your family, so you've been around not baseball your entire life, but around sports in some capacity.
Yeah, I grew up, my dad's now he's a college basketball coach. He was a high school basketball coach when I grew up, so I was kind of always involved. I've got an uncle who's a baseball coach, an uncle who's a football coach, and I just love what athletics does for a community, and I'm pretty blessed that it's a career for me.
Okay. So you're the 9th NBC World Series tournament director, and let's not forget, apparently she's female too. Let's just get the white elephant out of the room here. But what does that mean? We're seeing a great influx, and it's about time, of women in the sport, and in key positions too. Address that, for you personally, or just you as a whole of how that's maybe viewed.
I mean, it's one of those things that is kind of the elephant in the room sometimes, but I'm used to being often the only woman in a room when you're working in baseball and male-dominated industry. But for me, it's just pretty cool that is changing, that more and more women are involved and more at leadership levels. And it's that representation is important. It's important for women who want to be in sports, girls who want to be in sports, to look and say, I know this is a job I can have because I see someone who looks like me in that role. So I don't always think about it on a day-to-day basis, but it definitely is an honor to be in that position, and not something I take lightly.
Well, and it hasn't been through this process. It wasn't part of the other process. We were just like, she's a damn good candidate, and so let's go. And that's where, and what was intriguing about it is that you were doing most of the polling, and I was kind of like, oh, well, we'll get to it because we had a lot of things going on after the World Series, and you kept polling like, hey, how are we doing here? Let's talk some more. And I think that was one of the selling points with you, is that I was trying to push you off a little bit, and I tell you this now, right? I was trying to push you off, but you were like, I'm here. Let's talk more. And I think that was truly where, just to see your interest, that really nailed it home right there. Did you intentionally do that?
Well, I think if I've got an idea and I have a vision, I want to follow it through. And I think it was, hey, to me, it really seems like the NBC needs new energy. You've talked about the fact that you're going to step away from the tournament director role. You need somebody with marketing background and promotions background and baseball background. And I have all of those things, and I have experience running organizations. And so it was like, this feels like a fit. So let's have that conversation and see if it is. And I'm really glad that it was.
Sweet. We could talk all night, but we have gone now 7 minutes, so we'll probably say goodbye here. Before we leave, I do want to give you your own 500 count of ibuprofen, because you're going to need it.
Thank you. I'll put that to good use, I'm sure.
You're welcome. Anything you want to say to the viewers?
I'm just really excited. I know there's a lot of passionate fans of the NBC, and I'm excited to get to know people and hopefully do right by everybody and make it great.
Yeah, fantastic. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate it.